Last time I took a morning snorkel at Norman Island and enjoyed the serenity of a quiet morning. We got underway for Cooper Island and motored as this is an upwind sail.
Where are we going, honey?
We are going to Salt Island.
We made our way to Salt Island in the dinghy for an adventure to find salt. It is a bust, and we find no salt. Our next adventure was to the south side of Cooper Island, where we intended to go exploring. We had technical issues with the dinghy and are unable to turn the engine off.
That should turn the engine off. Pressing on this should turn the engine off, and it does not.
We snorkeled at Cooper Island later that day and were wonderfully surprised when a spotted eagle ray swam right by and around us. We fished for lost personal items using the dinghy anchor and were successful. We had a lovely lunch at the Cooper Island Beach Club.
We took a nice walk up the campus before heading back to the boat. The next morning, we departed for Marina Cay.
En route to Marina Cay, we got caught in a heavy downpour. We toured Marina Cay as she makes her debut recovery from Hurricane Irma. All this and more on SV Cabo.
After exploring Marina Cay, as it was still early, we decided to set sail for the Bitter End Yacht Club.
This was our first time raising our new mainsail. I had to lower it as the tension on the square top mainsail top car was too loose. There is a line that goes from the car to the sail and down to a point. When under tension, this pulls the square top towards the mast. I tightened it up and that took care of the issue. Of course, it is always an adventure when the boat is in a seaway moving about while I'm standing on ladder steps trying to do something when I need to be hanging on at the same time. But that is the life of a mariner. I needed a tool to assist in untying the knot, and now I am shortening the line and retying the knot, which will hopefully be the correct length, so that the sail is pulled tight against the mast when it's fully raised. After the adjustment is made, it's time to raise the mainsail again. The squeaking noise is the main halyard being tensioned to remove any scalloping in the mainsail along the mast. The main is now up and it looks great to me. One of the reefing lines was wrapped around the topping lift, so I rerouted it correctly. I must note that often a line may look like it's routed incorrectly, so it always takes some study to verify that whatever I am doing is not creating a new problem. Everything is coming together. The sails are up, lines are clear and run properly, and the sail shapes look terrific. We are sailing.
Just moments after we set anchor, a rain squall. See how long this puppy lasts. The rain squall, not Georgia.
We came into Gorda Sound and dropped the anchor at Prickly Pear. Moments later we had a rain squall with 30-knot winds. After that passed, we decided to move to a mooring ball at the Bitter End Yacht Club, as the dinghy ride from Prickly Pear was a bit longer and it looked like it would be a wet one at that.
Being closer to the dock would make it easier to go ashore in between the wet weather periods. It is not always sunshine and rainbows in the Caribbean. There are days when it is just wet and windy and is not inviting to go out and play. I turned on the instruments to see the wind speed. It is blowing a steady 23 knots. When we were in Martinique, I had sprayed some rust remover onto the underside of the solar panels. It did get rid of the rust, but unfortunately I let it dry and it left a white chalky film. Since it is raining pretty hard, I have plenty of water flow to remove the white chalky film and polish it up a bit. Using my elbow grease and the rain, it did the trick, and it looks so much better now.
The glamorous life of yachting. It's quite nice in the water. You should join me.
Yeah, right. I'm getting plenty of water right here.
When I went under the boat, the fish seemed to be following me around. As you can see, I removed most of the barnacles from the bottom, and the grass is growing quite well, unfortunately. The camera seems to have gone spastic. So odd. The wind is blowing with sufficient force that our mooring ball number 32 is sunk from the force of the boat pulling on the lines.
It's our third major rain squall today. Visibility is quite limited.
Placed at a witness stand in a general court-martial to answer every petty gripe and justify all his command decisions to a hostile lawyer taking the part of his insubordinate.
It is a new cloudy day. The weather is much better and the wind is not blowing as hard. You can tell as the mooring ball is under much less strain and is almost floating at the surface. We are now in Gorda Sound and we're on a ball at the Bitter End Yacht Club. The weather has been quite rainy. Timing to come ashore with the dinghy and getting back without getting soaked has been challenging. Staying comfortable on the boat has required running the generator. I checked in with Cameron and he shared that he had room at the dock. So we moved Cabo to the dock for a few nights. This provided shore power so we could run the air and easy ability to get on and off the boat without a wet dinghy ride.
The weather is a bit better and it is time to go out and explore a little. We launched the dinghy and got it out from behind the boat. Now we're headed over to Barris Creek. We hear rumors of a restaurant that is under construction and we are going to check it out. Anyways, we floated amongst the mangroves for a bit, wondering if we would see any iguanas. We didn't see any this time, but we have seen them in the past. The restaurant construction is over there in the concrete area over by the water. We have sunshine, so we are going to spend some time at the beach at the Bitter End Yacht Club. The open beachfront is really terrific and a great place to go for a morning walk. Each morning, staff from the Bitter End rake the beach and make it nice for the guests. You can see that our footprints are some of the first this morning. In the distance, you can see that Cabo is the only boat on the dock. After all the wind and rain that we had experienced, a sunny day is a welcome change. I went for a swim and snorkeled around to get some exercise and see if there's any marine life to be seen. There were a few fish hanging out by the concrete dock.
There's nice and warm.
And Georgia is relaxing on the beach.
Hello again.
The clouds in the distance still have an ominous feeling to them. I wonder if we will get more wet weather. This must be one of the most perfect staining jobs I've ever seen. It's just beautiful. Our stay on the beach was rather short this morning, but I had a good snorkel. Georgia got some sun, and we enjoyed the change to some sunny weather. We are headed back to the boat now for some lunch.
The weather is clearing up, and we are off to Leverick Bay. It is about 1.7 nautical miles to Leverick across Gorda Sound. The winds are light, so this is an easy boat ride. We stopped at the fuel dock and filled up the dinghy. We slowly made our way over to the dinghy dock. We went ashore and did a little shopping at Arawak, which is a super cute shop with all kinds of unique products and gifts. We walked around and stopped for a snack and a beverage before heading back to the Bitter End Yacht Club. It's a new day and the music is playing, but from where is the music playing? It appears as if the music from the boat bar was never turned down last night, and it was playing like this all night. Fortunately, our boat is very quiet inside and we couldn't hear it, but when I came outside this morning, the music sounded loud. Georgia is up and you can see her moving about through the windows. Facing the hillside, there is a little porch with 2 Adirondack chairs. Entering the living area, there are 2 chairs and a couch suspended by 4 lines. Heading outside, there is a 2-tier deck. The lower deck has ladder access to the water. There is an outdoor shower to wash off the salt after a swim. The upper deck has 2 chairs and a table for one's refreshments and snacks. Moving back inside, we get a better view of the suspended couch. Around the corner is a full bathroom with a stand-up shower. Going upstairs is cool, as the steps are lit, which will be awesome at night.
How are you?
Upstairs is the sleeping area, which feels very inviting with the vaulted ceiling, louvered doors and windows, and views of Gorda Sound. The lofts have a nautical themed wood interior and feel warm and welcoming. Whenever Georgia and I are looking at homes, boats, or whatever, she always opens the cabinets. Maybe one day she'll find that special something that she is looking to find. Seems like we can't sit still after all the days of rainy weather. We are off again, and this time we're going to the marina at Oilnut Bay around the corner. It's just over a nautical mile away, so it's an easy ride in the dinghy if the weather is calm, like it is today. On the way, we see a workboat on the shore with its front gate down to allow trucks to drive on or off for projects ashore. While Georgia was on the phone, I took some video of the facility. Nova is Oilnut Bay's signature over-the-water restaurant, which includes a suspended pool at the edge of the dock. Today, we just looked around and visited some of the shops.
Oh, hello. Wait. Oh, no, I was busy.
Oilnut Bay's marina at the North Sound include 93 berths that's situated in the natural harbor of Deep Bay. Side ties on the dock can accommodate yachts up to 130 feet long with a draft of up to 8 feet. The berths at Oilnut Bay are privately owned, but if unused are available for nightly reservations. Mooring balls are available in Deep Bay on a first-come, first-served basis, with 10 balls for boats up to 60 feet and 1 mooring ball for boats up to 120 feet. In an effort to protect our delicate marine environment, Oilnut Bay highly discourages anchoring in the surrounding area. Of course, on our way back, we did a drive-by at Sabre Rock. Come back next time as we get Cabo ready to set sail from the Bitter End Yacht Club and have an amazing 24.4 nautical mile sail to Norman Island in just over 4.5 hours. We have more wet weather and enjoy 2 lovely days at Norman Island, including swimming with a turtle. Our time at Norman Island comes to an end, and we make our way across the Sir Francis Drake Channel to Roadtown Tortola to pick up our guests. All this and more. We would like to invite you to subscribe, like, and leave a comment or a question. Thanks for watching.